Hey, what's up, everybody? Dave back from Angerbox with my buddy Jimmy.
This is Jimmy.
And tonight, guys, from Solo, we have the guitar player, Harley Kuhn. Give it up, everybody.
What's up, everybody?
Yeah. And we got a whole studio audience tonight.
We do.
Tariffs of Gene guitar player Dave Jones has been kind enough to lend us his house, and we set up in the middle of his living room for the social podcast tonight.
Right.
So, I'm not going to waste any time. We need to get a shot. We need to get some drinks. We need to get some music. Let's do this.
All right.
I'm into that.
We're going to play some solo tunes.
Shout out to Dean. Dean, you can come on too, man.
Yeah. I want Dean Kramer on the show. Yeah. Let's make that happen.
He's about it, for sure.
Cool. Me and Dean go way back, too. Just
Way
like me
back.
and Dave, like,
So, Harley,
way back.
I know Solo was running before you came into the picture. How did you end up in Solo?
So here's the dealio. I was playing I lent my equipment for a benefit that was at Mezzo's. I'll pass this down.
Sure.
And so anyways, yeah, I had my equipment at Mezzo's. Thank you, sir. And Dean was supposed to play later that night. It was supposed to be a Kramer Brothers show. There's the music. It's All Right by Solo. And anyway, so I hung out with my gear and all that kind of stuff. Gary and Dean were supposed to be playing the Kramer Brothers, and I hung out just to watch them. I've been watching them for years and all that kind of stuff. And they said, hey, why don't you come up and play a song? So I went up and I played a song, and then after a couple days later, I get this call from Dean, and he's like, hey, Gary said that I should, ask you if you want to be in the band. And I was like, all right, sure. It was more of a, do you want to try out to be in the band? And I was like, yeah, sure, I'll give it a shot. So anyways, we went the next couple of weeks, months passed, and he was sending me songs. We were talking on the phone for hours and all that kind of stuff. And we were getting ready to have a rehearsal with me playing. And Justin Parks at the time, he was unable to make it to a show at Club 66, and it was in August of 2017. And Justin was unable to make it. I hadn't rehearsed with the band or anything. Dean's like, listen, we need somebody to fill in this weekend. And he called me, and I said, okay, I guess I'll fill in. Had no idea what was going on. It was like just a full-blown, like I've never played in a capacity to that extent. Like it was just you got there. Normally, I mean, like I've played in bands and I've known you guys forever. You go, you drink some beers, hang out, set up, and then play and have a party, and that's a good time. But when you play in solo, it's very business. You know what I mean? It's not business. Yeah. It's not business to the point that it's unfun or anything like that, but you're there to do a job.
Right.
Like people work all week to come out and spend their $5, which, we talked about the $5. People come out, they work all week, they come out and spend $5, and if you've got a minimum wage, that's a half hour of somebody's time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, we want to put on the best show, no matter what, where, how many people are there. And the thing is with solo is you get the same show if there's 10 people there or there's 10,000 people there.
Right.
That's like, and I know you guys are the same way. It's just, that's how it's got to be. If you want to be anybody when you play music, it's got to be 110% balls to the wall all the time.
Yeah. Cheers to that, guys.
So, cheers to that.
Cheers for a first thing. But yeah, shout out to Justin Parks. What's up, Justin? If you want to come on the show too as well, brother.
Yeah, and it's funny. I just want to add this little tidbit about Justin.
Can
I cuss on here?
Yeah, whatever you want. No
Let me
politics,
tell you,
no religion.
That motherfucker can play some guitar.
He can. He's
and
badass.
That's I love Justin. We've had conversations. I think Justin, I am honored to have filled his shoes in solo. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because we're two completely different players.
Indeed, he's got it all.
Yeah, the dude is good. It's
he's
unreal.
a good guy, man.
Yeah. He's great. Him and his dad, great people.
Yeah. So Justin, hit us up.
Harley, do you remember how we met?
I do remember how we
You
met.
know, if I remember right, it was Clancy's in Kaiser.
It was.
And you showed up, and I was in Dookie at the time, and we were playing a show with Transcending with Jen and Gentile, and Harley's this young kid, and I'd never met him, and I'd known Jen and Gentile, but who the hell is this guy? He looks like he's 12.
I was 16 at the time, yeah.
And, you know, he just fell in so well. Like, there was no period of we need to work on this to get you to here. He just fell in with the band so well. And, you know, that's pretty rare to find, but especially someone that young to never be in any kind of band, let alone dive right into it.
You were in the band at Fort Hill, right? Too?
Yeah. Shout out to Fort Hill Band.
Yes.
For sure. Joe Thompson knows how to run a band, that's for sure.
Yes.
How'd you guys get linked up?
That same show.
That same show? Okay.
I think so.
That same show, I feel like, is the thing. And it's funny with Transcending because, you know, I'm sure that Angie's been on the show and all that kind of stuff, and she'll tell you this story the same way that I tell it. But I joked, I didn't joke. I joke with her about it now, but, you know, she had posted that Lady in Video was looking for a guitar player, and I'm 15 years old, and I'm like, hell yeah, everybody, this is my time to shine. Right. And so I hit her up, and the band was like, nah, we can't have this young dude playing in the band, which I get, because honestly, I would probably be the same way if some kid has to be in my band now, but I would also think about it like, hey, that's where I was at, but enjoy being a kid, you know what I mean? Because I missed a lot of football games and all that kind of stuff. So anyways, back to the main point here. You know, Angie and Lady in Video, they said no. Well, then Jen Brown posted that she was looking for a guitar player. I went, I knew like 5 chords. I did not know what was going on, anything like that. And it was just chaos whenever I went and I rehearsed with him.
Well, Gentile called me because after we split up in Social Good, she wanted me came over to try to speed you up to get you up
right,
yeah. And Gentile was like, be nice, Steve. I was like, what?
Right, yeah. Well, and it's funny because they gave me that opportunity to jump into the music scene, and I'm thankful for that every single day. Yeah, well, I appreciate that. You know, it's just one of those things, especially being 16, you know, it's like you're surrounded by these people that are better than you, and you see like their attitudes, like they're good attitudes, but it's just like, yeah, I play in a band, and you try to act that same way, and then I know still today there are people who are like, man, that Harley Kuhn guy, what a dick. Because whenever I was 16, 17 years old, I played in a band and I was in high school and I thought that I was the shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's not
not every kid can say that.
Right, but you know, it's also like I look back and I'm like, man, I kind of like, that's not how I wanted myself to be.
Right.
But you know, I talk to people now, and it's like, oh man, like you're that. That's
what I tell people: don't misconstrue confidence and arrogance.
Right? I mean, yeah. Well, and the thing is I've watched videos and stuff, and there's absolutely no reason that I should have been confident about anything that I was doing.
Right.
You know, but it's cool because every person that I've talked to and all that kind of stuff, it's been that I've crossed paths with, I guess I should say. You know, especially you, Dave. There for a while, I was playing guitar pretty much just like you.
Yeah.
Because good tune, full of nothing.
Yeah.
But anyways, I was playing just like you for a while because I was coming to your house before I was even 18, and you were showing me stuff and all that kind of stuff. You know, I think about that. I think about that often, how much you have impacted me as a guitar player. I
appreciate that, man.
And, you know, it's another thing.
Now
like,
you got Dean. So
yeah, you know, like with solo, I've never put myself in a position where I'm not learning something. You know what I mean? So it's pretty cool.
Harley, what's some of your favorite gear to use?
So I've been using this 83 Telecaster. I used to hate Telecasters and all that kind of stuff, and then I guess as I've aged, or however you want to say it, you know, I've been playing this 83 Telecaster and I haven't been able to put it down. I use an 83 Fender Telecaster that is like cream colored, black pickguard. It's great. I got it from Cody Bittinger, who he's a hell of a telly player, you know, but I use that telly for metal and all that kind of stuff.
I tried to use a telly one night for metal.
Yeah, dude. And the thing is like a lot of people don't realize that it's a majority of the instrument that you're playing is the person who's playing it. You know what I mean? Like, you just have to know, like, when I'm playing with solo and I'm playing a telly, I've got to go for more of a Keith Richards vibe, Tom Petty vibe.
Right.
Like, my tone has to be in that area, as opposed to Cody, who is out here and he's got the best Telecaster twang I've ever heard. You know what I mean? So it's just one of those things.
Well, he learned fast too.
Yeah, and I use a Fender Hot Rod Deluxe that has been my main amp for 5 years, and I love that amp. It takes pedals well. I have a whole big...
It does. I heard it. It sounds good, man.
Yeah, thanks.
Really
I appreciate that. You know, it's
like all around good tone for about anything.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, it's definitely been my thing.
Right.
You know.
So, another one. All right, I was, I knew Dave was working with the guy. This guy was creating some music. And I was working at the pawn shop, and he came in and he told me about it. I was like, well, that's my guitar player. I know him. And this guy, he ended up giving us a CD. And the CD, I looked at the back of it. You're on it.
There's
Dean Kramer's on it. Tell me about Wheelhouse Pilot. What is this?
Okay, so Wheelhouse Pilot is a Christian rock group that I was asked to play bass in. And the reason that I was asked to play bass was because you've got Dean Kramer on guitar and Tim Haynes on guitar. So, like, those two, they've been playing together forever. And they just know what they know what each other's going to do.
Right.
And Dean and I feel like we've reached that point too.
Right.
But Chris and I grew up with Chris's son. I've known Chris for a long time. And Chris plays into me playing music as well, you know. He asked me to play bass, and I was like, all right, dude, yeah, sure. And then he's known Murray forever. So he asked Murray to play. So it's like solo featuring Tim Haynes and Chris Talley. You know what I'm saying? So it's like me, Murray, and Dean from solo, and then Tim Haynes, who also plays with Dean.
Right.
You know what I mean? And the Kramer brothers featuring Tim Haynes.
On and off for years, too.
Yeah. You know, so it's just one of those things. It all kind of fell into
Tim
place.
Haynes, you're another one. Come on out. Hit me up.
What a good dude, you know?
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Even if he likes the Rams.
Yeah.
I don't watch sports.
I just had to throw it in there. I'm sorry.
He's a Rams fan. But hey, it's all good.
But the thing is sorry, one more real quick.
Oh, go ahead, man.
The cool thing is with Wheelhouse Pilot is it is very, very, very cool. You know, just none of the songs, well, I shouldn't say none of the songs, but 3/4 of the songs are very much could be mainstream songs. You know what I mean? They you would never think that they were Christian rock songs, but then if you listen to his stories as to why he wrote the
He's
songs.
He's such a good songwriter, Chris.
Yeah, dude, he could sit
incredible.
and write an entire album in like an hour.
Yeah.
And every song will be good as long as the right music
I still
is
listen
put
to
behind it.
Honeysuckle Kids.
You know? Yeah. Like Chris is great.
Yeah,
Chris is great.
Chris, if you want to come on the show too, man. Hey, Christian rock, any musicians around, let us know.
Yeah, and you know, you don't have to wait for someone to call you out. You don't have to wait for anything. If you're watching and you're from our local area, Western Maryland, reach out to us. We'll feature you. We'll bring you on. We'll collaborate with you somehow.
I'm talking to Trills, so I'm trying to get him on. Me and him's been working on a track, and we'll try to get him on here and drop that track on.
There's a band from Morgantown called
yeah.
Good Wolf. We're gonna be doing some stuff with Good Wolf.
That was all right too. So.
But moving on with Harley today.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. Let me put that out there.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
I can only send so much over email. Remember our audio?
Okay, I got it. All right.
All right, sorry.
So,
it's all good, brother. It's all good.
Harley, we got KL coming on tonight. He's in the episode after you.
Yeah.
So, try something new. I want you to ask KL a question.
Okay, deal.
So put KL on the spot. When we bring him on, we'll spit your question to KL.
All right, so my question for KL is, if you were to open a brand new bar, you own the bar, what's the very first band that you would have play in there and why?
I like it.
First band.
I like it.
Yeah, if you open a bar Who's the very first band that you would have playing at your grand opening, and why?
Okay.
And it can't be your own band.
Just so there's no influence at all. I don't want you to answer this question. I want it to be all KL's answer.
Right. Okay.
All right. So we'll go over that with KL. One more question for you. I know you stay versatile. You've been in a bunch of different genres of music and bands. What's your favorite stuff to play? What really brings out the best of Harley?
Oh man. See, I'm a big blues guy.
I was just getting ready to say blues.
I love the blues. I can sit and listen to B.B. King and all those guys. Eric Clapton, Kenny Wayne Shepherd. Those guys. That stuff. It really hits home with me for sure. But I will say that I play with Greg Kerr in an acoustic duo, and some of that country stuff kicks ass.
It does.
A majority
Greg Kerr,
of the country
you can come
stuff.
on too. I've been doing a song for him. I wish he'd come finish.
Yeah, I know.
Greg's another
because I actually know the song now, so I can come and really do it.
Greg's another one of those musicians where just put an instrument in his hands, he's gonna make some noise. It's gonna sound good.
Right?
Yeah, and the funny thing with Greg is, sometimes he'll be like, "Oh man, I don't feel like I did well," and it's like, dude, listen, I'm to the point now with playing music that if I'm playing with you. See, that makes me sound big-headed. But if I'm playing with you, that means that you do something that I enjoy. You do something well, because I don't want to go and play with somebody who's not going to do their job. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I show up and I do my job every single time, and I'm not going to play with somebody who doesn't show up and do their job.
Right. So underdogs in this area. Who's some underdogs in the music world in this area?
All right, I can give you the top guy on my list, Matt Pesta. Do you know who that is?
No, I don't.
Tell us about Matt.
All right, so Matt Pesta, let me tell you about this guy. He plays in a band called Hot Sauce Willie.
Wait.
I've seen him.
Okay.
His guitar player, I think?
Yes, he is the guitar player.
Yeah, he's my optometrist.
Yeah, mine as well. But listen, here's the thing. Matt is one hell of a guitar player.
Right.
The dude kicks ass. He gets up there, he looks good, he plays the part, and I just feel like that there's, Matt is one of those guys that could be playing all the time, and people
Matt.
See, you didn't even know
I'll bring
who
Matt on the show.
And that's the thing.
Dave, he'll fix your eyes.
Yeah.
We can probably fix your eyes.
Yeah, Matt Pesta, he is the one guy that I look at whenever he plays, and I'm like, damn.
We have done shows with him.
He
Now that you
knows
said that.
what is up.
Right.
He knows what's up.
All right, Harley, one more thing. Who do you want to see on the show?
Who do I want to see on the show? Yeah, I want Matt Pesta. I want to see Matt Pesta on the show.
I'll see what I can work out there.
Yeah, I definitely think that Matt would come on here, and his influences are completely opposite of what you would think. That he's not playing. And listen, I've played in cover bands. I play in a cover band now, but we play original stuff like you guys. You know what I mean? But Hot Sauce Willie, they do a lot of the dance stuff, and there's nothing wrong with that at all. Please don't think that I'm saying anything bad.
Oh yeah.
But I think that Matt could play in other bands or start his own band or something and play the music that he really, really, really enjoys playing.
Right.
You know what I mean? And they play songs that he enjoys, but I just feel like Matt's one of those guys, He can get out there and he's badass. I want to play in a band with him. You know what I mean?
No doubt.
Well, Harley, thank you for being a guest on the show tonight.
Thanks for having me.
We're going to do this again sometime in the future. Put a bug in Dean's ear. Maybe we'll get him on.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Like Harley said, like, comment, and subscribe because we want your attention. We want to keep this rolling too. So, tell us about the song. What's it called, Harley? We're going to end on another social.
This is called Home Tonight. Right? Yeah, Home Tonight. See, I could barely hear it. Oh, sorry. So,
yeah, I don't want it to go over your audio.
No, I got you.
I'll turn it up a little bit more here.
So, Home Tonight, this is a super cool song. It's in drop D, and just you can, if you just be quiet for a minute and listen to the backup vocals. You know what I mean? It's just those gang harmonies and that kind of stuff. And a lot of the stuff that Dean writes is that way. And, you know, when you come in and you play these songs, you've got to know what's going on. And, like, you're playing crazy stuff and singing all at the same time. And you've got everybody sings. That's just how it is. Everybody sings. If you play in solo, you sing. So, and, you know, it's just one of those things. I love this tune. There's a cool lick right in the middle of it that, you know, it's one of those licks that's like, who's going to mess it up this time? You know what I mean? Either way.
All right, guys. Cheers.
All right, cheers, guys. Thanks for watching The Social.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Peace.